everybody? My name is Todd Keirstead, and you are watching TK Talk, stories of inspiration, both on and off the golf course. I have a good guy with me today. I have Brad Warren. Now, Brad, how you doing today, pal?
I'm doing good. Happy Friday.
Yes. Now, you were born in Niagara Falls, one of the wonders of the world, and then out popped Brad, another wonder of the world. Tell us about your childhood, my friend.
So I was born in Niagara General, and I was born with one hand, congenital birth defect. I came out, I was healthy boy, everything was good. Basically, grew up in Niagara, and my dad was from England, and he got me involved in a lot of sports. So the first sport that he got me involved in was soccer. I think, two reasons why he didn't put me in the Canadian game. Hockey, which I always wanted to play, and I did play it. I did play later in life. I'll talk about that. But the big move was soccer for me. So I started playing soccer, and there was a whole bunch of guys in my neighborhood, and we played sports every day. We played hockey, we played baseball, we played football, we played everything. I started to really get interested in basketball. That was kind of the sport that I kind of really got excited about. And this is prior Raptors. Back then, basketball in Niagara was actually pretty big. Jay Triano, his father was the principal of my high school. And so basketball in Niagara is huge. Big following there. So I remember in middle school, in grade 7, I went to I was asked to go to a tryout, and the teacher, basically the coach of the team, said, "Brad, don't come to this tryout. You have one hand." And I was like, whoa, really taken by that. That was the first, of many times people kind of doubted me playing certain sports because of my hand. And that kind of fired me up a little bit. It fired me up and taught me that, you know what, I'm going to prove this guy wrong. And all throughout my life, I've had to prove people wrong when it comes to physical activities and sports. I'll talk to you why I chose the sport of handball, of all things, where you have to be ambidextrous and use two hands. I'll talk about that later, but basically, I grew up in Niagara, and I started playing basketball, and the coach never made me get on the team. I didn't even get a tryout for the team, so it motivated me. I went home. My mom bought me a basketball from back then Towers or Zellers, real like a plastic basketball. But I started playing with that ball morning, lunch, night. I was, before the lights came off, I was playing basketball, and I was practicing so much that the intramurals came at my middle school later in that year. And basically, long story short, I led the intramurals. I scored a gazillion points, and that teacher's like, "Wow, you really can play basketball." So that's how I started my basketball career. And then by playing a lot of basketball, I joined a league at the YMCA, and I made a Niagara Falls All-Star basketball team while I was on a rep soccer team. And when I was playing basketball in the YMCA, I remember going and seeing these guys in this round square room hitting a blue ball around. I was like, what the heck is this? And I asked them, I go, what is this? And this guy came out, my coach and one of my mentors, his name's Ivan Elliott. He did the handball lessons on Saturday in Niagara Falls. He said, "Do you want to try it?" I said, "Sure." And I said, "Can I do this?" He's like, "Yeah, of course you can do this." He noticed I had one hand, and he's like, "Don't worry, we'll figure it out. We'll come up with a backhand for you." Because normally you use both hands in handball. And he even went as far as trying to build a glove for me for my right hand, to build get like a prosthetic almost. But my backhand became so good. In fact, in handball, it actually, it's such a weird shot. It puts spin on the ball. Right. And a lot of guys are like, whoa, it throws a lot of guys off, and it's won me a lot of matches and games. So I started playing handball while I was playing basketball and soccer. And basically, Ivan, put me in tournaments. I started winning tournaments, and then he said, "You should go to the Canadian Nationals in Saskatchewan." So I went to the handball national championships, and I won. I won the tournament. So that was my first kind of thing. And I was inducted into the Hall of Fame in Niagara Falls. So I'm on the Wall of Fame in Niagara for sports, for handball.
So that's, that's an amazing story. Two sports that you never really would have thought applied to you if you didn't have such a strong determination and strong will. Like, you take basketball, it's a dribble sport. Then You're taking volleyball, which is traditionally a two-handed sport. And here's a kid with one hand that excelled in both.
Yeah. It's I mean, every sport I've had to adapt, and when it comes to anything, and I work in the fitness industry now, and I realized over the years I had to adapt from that standpoint, from exercise and working out. So, yeah.
So now you're involved in the fitness industry. You're lifting weights. You personal trainer. You're doing some amazing stuff. So tell us about some of the adaptations that you had to have with traditional gym exercises. You know, you got bench press, you got curl, you got tricep push downs. You know, there's so many different things that you're using two hands. So what did you do?
It's, I, as I mentioned earlier, I never looked at the resources that were available for someone like me from a prosthetic standpoint. So I never went that angle, maybe because I just never thought about it. And secondary, maybe I thought I didn't need it in a lot of ways. But when I started in the fitness, obviously I started working out at a younger age with weights just to try to make my other sports, to be more competitive in my other sports. It's trial by error. And I started realizing that, when I was going on a bench press and lifting heavier weight, because in high school you had to bench your own weight to be on the football team. That was one of the rules to get on the team. I'd scare a lot of guys because they'd see me balancing, the bench and I'd basically balance it just on the tip of my hand and basically get on the bench press and do it. You got to adapt, right? Because I've got a shorter distance. So I've sometimes, you've got to figure that out
Right.
when you're doing weights. Bench press, I freestyled it. I balanced it on the top of my smaller limb here. With regards to other weights, I've used tensor bandages. I've used duct tape. And so, for instance, like a bicep curl, right? I'm basically, if I'm doing a barbell, it's a little bit easier because my left hand's holding a lot more of the weight, but I want to try to get equal distribution while doing that bicep curl. So what I'll do is I'll balance the bar on my smaller hand, and basically I'll get a tensor bandage or duct tape, and I'll wrap it around, and then I'll actually get in there, and then I've got a secure mechanism for me so the weights aren't going to go all flopping all over the place. So I've used tensor bandages, and I've used duct tape. And a lot of times I carry it in my bag, and I'll go out to the freeway room and I'll do that. That said, a lot of times I do stuff. I'm a little bit more advantaged if I've got a bit of a wrist. So sometimes, like if I'm doing a tricep push down, I can hold the bar, and I can put my little wrist where it bends there. I can put that over the bar, and I can do triceps that way. Pull downs, I can do the same thing, right? I leverage this hand more than I think in a lot of ways. So
That's amazing. So it's all trial and error. It's all, just let's figure it out. And it's such a great message to go through life that, no matter what the situation is, we're going to figure this thing out. We're going to make it work. So how did you then get involved with the sport of golf?
My grandfather, I went to England last year with my dad to where he grew up in, it's called Hertfordshire area, outside of London, Ontario. We drove by golf courses, and he's like, see that golf course right there? Your grandfather won the championship. See that golf course? Your grandfather won the championship. So it's in our blood. But my dad was a horrible golfer, and I'm not a horrible golfer, but I'm a middle of the road kind of guy. Low 90s. Been in the 80s a couple of times consistently. But how did I get into golf? My dad would take me out golfing, and same thing. I was trying to figure out golf because baseball is a similar swing, right? And in baseball, if I wanted power, I'd swing right. If I wanted accuracy, I'd swing left. So when I started playing golf, I was like, geez, you know what? For my drive and anything, within the 200 yards plus, I need to hit right. So I've got, my bag is pretty interesting. Some guys like golfing with me because they can use, any club they want. But I basically, my drive, my woods, my high irons are all right-handed. And then my putting, my chipping, and within 80 yards, I hit left-handed. So I've got like a 57-degree wedge. I've got a 43-degree wedge. I've got a 7 iron, left and right. So if I'm in that, so that's my area of risk is that 70 to 80 yards when it comes to golf. I don't know if I should be hitting right or should be hitting left.
So that, it makes sense, but it doesn't financially make sense because you got to go buy 2 sets of golf clubs because they don't sell half a set and half a set, or you got to go to the lost and found and kind of scoop some stuff up that you like and away you go. But I could see you buying a right-handed set because you got your long golf clubs, your drivers, your woods, your long irons, and then most people lose their pitching wedge 7 irons, 8 irons, 9 irons around the green. So your lost and found is probably your left-handed set, and your purchase set is the right-handed. So that's incredible. That's the first time I've heard something like that. But good for you, pal.
Golf is interesting. I have seen other guys golf. I've seen guys that are missing their full arm, and they're fully swinging with one hand. And I tried that, but I need to put a little bit of my hand on the club. And then the problem I have is when I let through, I have to let off, right? And then I go with my other hand. So I'm swinging and then I'm letting go. And so one of the things I find with my swing is I don't finish my full swing. I mean, Todd, you probably analyze and tell me what I'm doing wrong, but I kind of get an idea. I'm not coming through fully. So I bought my driver's offset, which they don't make anymore.
Right.
For that reason that I know what I'm doing, right? And my balls are curving off to the right a lot when I hit it. So because of that.
Well, that's great. So what's in the future now for Brad? What's going on now? It's obviously your career is in fitness. What are you doing in fitness right now?
I'm national marketing manager for Good Life Fitness. Great brand. We're going through some challenges right now with the COVID, but people are going to be exercising soon. People need to exercise. It's so important. One of the things that I would with the adaptive golf, I thought there's a need for it from the fitness standpoint. There's so many people that need help, getting into fitness clubs and working out, whether it's duct tape or tensor bandages or prosthetics. There's so many people that need help to use some of our machines and equipment. I thought, geez, I'm a certified personal trainer. I've been in the industry for 25 plus years and now in the marketing department. I see an opportunity for me to maybe help this community and maybe bring some ideas through a lot of your platforms to help me bring this idea to a lot of other people that need to work out and have difficulty working out. So,
well, you know what? You've got the big platform right there with having, rely on me and anything you need, plus the platform of a national program of Good Life. You're in a perfect situation right there. So, you know what? I do look forward to working with you in the very near future. This is what TK Talks is all about, sharing inspirational stories both on and off the golf course. And Brad, you know what? Your whole life, you've been adapting, you've been overcoming. You haven't really, it sounds like the word disabled didn't even fall into your vocabulary growing up, which is absolutely incredible.
Yeah. All my life I had to adapt. And a lot of times, people, just doubted me in throughout my life. And I think that's what made me the person I am today. All those people, I was kind of, watching the Michael Jordan documentary on Netflix right now. And, he didn't make his high school basketball team. And that one thing fueled him to be who he is. All through my life, I have a similar story, not Michael Jordan's story, obviously, same haircut, but it's just that fueled him to be the basketball player that he is by not making that high school basketball team. And I think in his retirement speech, he thanks that high school coach for not getting him on the team because that fired him up and fueled him to be who he is. And I had that same story all my life. You can't do this. You can't play that sport. That grade 7 teacher that never allowed me to be on the basketball team. I had a lot of those people in my life, and that's what fueled me over the years.
Well, buddy, it's absolutely amazing. I do look forward to following your journey online. I do look forward to meeting you. I do look forward to seeing you, working with you, and hopefully getting this program up and going all across the nation with the platform of Good Life and with the resources that we both have.
Yeah, for sure. Everyone out there that needs to work out, you can do it. Doesn't matter if you're an amputee or you have a disability, we're going to help you and me and Todd are going to be there to help you guys. So thank you.
Buddy. Well, listen, you have yourself a great day and we'll talk to you very, very soon, Brad.
All right, Todd. Thank you.